got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the.
Welcome to another episode of the Problems on Problems podcast. I am your host, Mike Santi, and today you thought this was going to be different, that I was going to have some intro prepped up, but no, I don't. I will say, though, that the childish hoodie, or Reptar's on my chest today. The childish hoodie is on because we're going to talk about some childish stuff. And by childish, I mean super... Yeah, there we go. Super vital to your relationship health through this season. Because, ladies and gentlemen, last week's episode, we talked about cooling temperatures, wearing a bunch of stuff. I can't say it, but boy fall. But yeah, things like that, being basic, all that stuff. But with that comes today's episode, which the topic of today's episode is mainly going to be cuffing season. Yeah, you heard it right, people. Cuffing season. Put the diagram, infographic, whatever it is, put the picture here, right here. Because we're going to take you guys through all of cuffing season, because some of y'all need to know. If y'all are trying to get into relationships, peak time right now. Weather is cooling down. Temperatures are cooling down. And with that come some relationship choices that people are going to be making. But first of all, what is cuffing season? Cuffing season is the year-round cycle of relationships when they're revolving. Long-term couples, people in working, healthy, committed relationships currently, people going through stuff in relationships, just know this ain't your episode. Yeah, y'all need to know about this episode. Go hang out with your significant other, do your thing. For all the single people that are out here in these streets, I'm not one of them. I'm single, but I'm not out in the streets. We're losing track of this episode. But cuffing season is that cycle year round, and a lot of you have been in it, where we go from summer romances all the way through committed relationships, and then we kind of see what happens as spring comes around, and this little renaissance of things happens. But yeah, so now with that, guys, it's your turn to understand cuffing season, and I'm gonna help you. I will be your guide through cuffing season, so you're welcome. What's my pedigree, you asked? None of your business. So we're gonna go on. So for this kind of year in review, you start off with scouting. Scouting takes place between August 1st and 31st, and for good reason, honestly. Scouting is when you are in peak summer. Like, you're in August. It's hot. You're probably a little bit thinner than before. Maybe you're getting ready for that beach body. Maybe your diet has consisted of a lot of things that aren't food. So we're trimming down a bit. And sometimes you're usually in your peak physical condition. Everyone's tan. And you know what? Maybe there's like a little spark, a little bud of, definitely not the way you should say those two things in a sentence, but a little summer romance. Maybe that's been happening in your life. If so, congratulations to you. Aren't we all just so happy for you and your summer romance? I'm not bitter, I swear. I enjoy being single. It's not going to sound like that, but I do enjoy being single. But yeah, so scouting, month of August, you're getting kind of more information on the field. We'll say that. Then you move on over into drafting. Now, drafting is September 1st through 30th. Some of these dates, they can fluctuate either or. I know the chart up here is going to be pretty black and white when it comes to dates. But yeah, no, all this is kind of like in flow. So don't be upset if you're still in the scouting phase. Actually, come to think of it, we're at the end of September. Be upset if you're still in the scouting phase. You're behind the 8 ball. But drafting, September 1st through 30th, it is probably the most trying time for cuffing season. And that is mainly because during drafting, some of your summer flings, they're going to go by the wayside. That's okay. Some of them start to heat up a little bit. And the one curveball where if you are a bubble player, whether that means, actually, no, that's exactly what it means. If you're a bubble player on someone's roster, oh my God, that sounds awful. Quick disclosure. Quick disclosures, that's a semi-loud motorcycle. But quick disclosure for the rest of this quick disclosure for the rest of this episode. I'm going to, because it's cuffing season, I'm going to refer to things in the scope of sports. Some of these metaphors and analogies may not suit you. They may not make you feel the best. Just know they are examples of things, and there's probably a better wording for it, but you came to me, so this is the wording that you're going to get. So we move into drafting. This is where if you're a bubble player, everything else you've heard before about drafting, still correct. Some of your flings intensify, some of them die down, some of them go by the wayside. If you're a bubble player, you need to watch out for the person that comes in out of nowhere, the new prospects that show up out of literally nowhere. Like this could have been this could have been a Labor Day weekend thing where it's like, oh, now it's becoming more serious. And now you're on the bubble, my friend. Whether that be guys or girls, this season does not care about genders or sexes. This applies to most all of young people dating currently. If you're over 35, I don't really know what happens. Is there cuffing season? Who knows? But if you're under 35, which I am significantly, then you're in the realm. You're into drafting. Watch out for all of those new prospects, hearing about new people that pop up. If you're on the bubble, either one, step your game up, or two, be cool with just stepping back, getting out of that situation, going on to some more endeavors. But yeah, the other thing that you need to watch out for is you need to watch out for the casual time that you guys will be spending together alone, because it's still warm, especially if you're in the southern states like your boy. It's me. We're gonna stay with it. Casual times together alone, they're dangerous. Yeah, you're building bonds, you're learning more about people, but you are also developing feelings, and they may not be at the surface yet, which is totally fine. They could be deep down inside of you where they're kind of just like, simmering. That's all right. Just be careful about this, because those are the people that you're going to start to want to spend more time with. And if that's your case, cool. But if you're trying to spend equal time with everybody, be aware with that. With that, oh yeah, one more thing I'll say about drafting. If your birthday falls in the month of September, just be very careful about drafting or being drafted, because sometimes if you're not cuffed up already, your birthday could be like good or bad, your birthday could be a catalyst to moving on a little bit more. It could also be a deterrent where some people are just not going to want to make something happen during your birthday month. Those guys are making something happen right now every week. You'd think I would change times, but no. So after drafting, we move on to tryouts, which tryouts are mainly for the month of October, as we're starting to get definitely into the cooler temperatures. I think nationwide, unless you're like California, Texas, Florida, but even then, Florida's still getting a little cold. But yes, so tryouts, these are when you're starting to get into like your fall dates. If you're in the South, really, if you're in like any part, carnivals, fairs, apple picking, pumpkin picking, corn mazes, outside dating venues with the fall theme. If you're going to cideries or breweries with special fall flavors of blah, 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 you get it. Every picture that you just imagine in your mind where someone's wearing jeans, maybe a long sleeve shirt, the jackets come out, people historically give the colder significant other jackets to stay warm, it's all romantic, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're in tryouts. Now you might be real deep into tryouts. You could be like This could be finalists. It could be you and a runner-up. It could just be you. Who knows? But at this point in time, you're starting to spend a lot more time with this person, casually, out with friends, that stuff. They may have already met some of your friends. Y'all have hung out. Maybe they think they're cool. Maybe you've been out on the boat once or twice. Who knows? But just be wary. For my guys out there, dudes, bros, homies, just pay attention on who you repeatedly see. And not just like during the week or anything like that, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Be aware of who you repeatedly see or want to see on weekends, and just know, guys or girls, if you're doing this, this is a message that you're giving off to somebody. Ladies, be careful about the day dates. Mainly because, number one, if you're dating a bro, you already know Saturdays are for the boys. Don't look at me. I don't adhere to that. Saturday's for anybody that wants to hang out. Bros or not. So maybe my track record shows that I'm with the bros or the boys predominantly Saturday afternoon. But Saturday night comes around, it's a free-for-all. That sounds awful. It's not a free-for-all. I'm just hanging out with multiple genders. It's not just the boys hang out with girls. You know what I mean. We're not going to further simplify this because we're just going to keep digging ourselves a deeper hole. But yeah, you get to the point where it's really about like watching out for your day dates and all that stuff, because weekends are prime time, and that goes for anybody. So small dating tip advice. I should not be giving dating advice, but we're going to do it anyways. But yeah, weekends are prime time. And I say that because if somebody stands you up on a weekend, do not make the mistake of giving them prime time again for a makeup date or anything like that. All your makeup dates should just be done on a weekday. Honestly, I think dates during a weekday are fine / great because people got work, expectations are very similar. You're usually on the same page about things because nobody's trying to stay out on a weeknight. Whereas weekends, questionable things will occur. More questionable things will occur. You know what I mean. But yeah, so weekends are definitely set for prime time. Watch out for that. Definitely make sure that you're spending that prime time focused on you. Sure, if you want to go out with somebody else on a weekend, that's cool and all that stuff. Just don't keep repeatedly giving time to anybody that's not appreciating your prime time. Okay? Once you get past tryouts, you're now in preseason. Preseason, follow along. It's the month of November. Like it's not that hard. But yeah, preseason gets a little complicated, and it's mainly because you start to fall into this pattern or habit of doing coupley things but not being a couple. And I say that in the sense of today's day and age. People will do stuff. There's a whole spectrum of dating. This is just going out to, honestly, the majority of people that are watching this. I know there are some of you that are like in relationships and all that stuff, and you understand this. People that aren't in relationships, if you're watching this, why? But yeah, keep supporting the boy. Keep watching the podcast. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share. But yeah, preseason being the most complicated, and it is because that whole idea of doing coupley things but not really being a couple. You've hung out before. You've hung out, and if you get to the point where you guys were in a situationship, let's call it that, and now you're just chilling, like if you can put on your fat clothes around this person now, we're in a situationship. If you're doing that without a title, stop that. Yes, I'm all for you being comfortable and all this other stuff, but do whatever you want. You're adults. I would just advise not being your most vulnerable around somebody who hasn't shown that commitment to you yet. But what do I know? I'm just a guy with a Reptar hoodie. giving you the rundown of your year being a single person. So yeah, do with it as you will. But in the preseason, what you're really looking for to kind of solidify your spot, if you want to call it, on this, hopefully a one-man roster, or woman, a one-person roster, is that Thanksgiving Day invite. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is it? August, September, October, 4 months. You're 4 months into talking to somebody. Going on dates, dating somebody. Before we get into like the serious relationship part of things, you're 4 months deep. If you're not getting that Turkey Day invite to meet the fam, to get grilled, is for one of two things. Either you haven't wifed it up yet. That term goes for guys and girls. If you haven't wifed it up yet, and that person is like healthily putting boundaries up, or they asked somebody else to Turkey Day. That Thanksgiving invite was not extended to you. You were not going to the Thanksgiving Day combine. Better luck next year. Or better luck with whomever else you're courting at this time. But yes, with all that, it leads us into cuffing season, playoffs, and the championship, which that will extend from December 1st through February 14th. And really what it is you are not in the clear yet. If anything, ladies, just because of how I know guys are. Not all guys. There are dope dudes out there. And if that's the case, you've probably been wifed up before cuffing season started. Ooh, good on ya. Do your thing. Keep doing it. But if you're in cuffing season, which is probably why you still watch this video, or you're just entertained by whatever Mike's about to say about it, just know you're not in the clear yet. You're still trying to make it to Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is the go-getter. Because let's take December through real quick for you guys. December comes along. If you've made it past Thanksgiving, let's say you didn't go to Thanksgiving, you guys talk to each other on Thanksgiving, whatever. Now Christmas is rolling around. Did you get a Christmas present yet? Did anything? Did you get anything for Christmas? If not, I would start to reevaluate how serious you are, or how high you are on that list, guys and girls. It's really just what it is. Like, if I liked you and we've been talking, dating, whatever it is, for 4 months, and now there's a major holiday that's a gift-giving holiday, you best believe I'm going to do something. I can't just do nothing. Like, I'm either going to get you something, take you somewhere, some experience, something like that, but something because I care. Guys and girls, if you've been in this for months now and you don't get nothing for Christmas, I hope they're broke. Because outside of that, real questionable. But yeah, so hashtag make it to V-Day. Valentine's Day, you dirty people. Valentine's Day. V-Day, Valentine's Day. That's what we're trying to make it to. So don't sleep on that. Don't get comfortable in there. Keep putting your best foot forward. And then if we make it to Valentine's Day, you're kind of in the clear. And that's not to say take your foot off the gas, but it's really just one of those things where it's like, hey, we'll watch out and see what happens next spring when things start to get a little, people start to get comfortable, whatever. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. So I say all that to say, hey, now you understand cuffing season. Couples, good for you. We're so happy for you. Just wonderful. I really do enjoy happy couples. I love all you guys. Singles, enjoy these streets. And with that, I'll come back to wrap up the show, to do what we normally do. You know what it is. You know the vibes. Hit the POP thing.
POP, hold it down.
And we're back. I'm back. And I'm back. And I'm back. So, the thing we do every Friday. The things that we do every Friday. The things we do every episode. Because again, if it's not a Friday for you, happy whatever day it is. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening. If it is a Friday for you, happy Friday, people. Let's get ready for the weekend. Not like you should only be getting ready for the weekends. You should be getting ready for every day. But you know what I mean. We got some free time. You know what I'm saying? If you're working this weekend, again, per usual, I'm sorry. My bad. If you're not working at all, Hopefully you're not unemployed. Hopefully you're still racking in those stacks. But I don't know why I'm saying all this. Let's just get on with the rest of the show. Happy whatever today is for all of you guys. Let's move in to the Friday food debates. So, last week, because it was Hispanic Heritage Month, we decided to pit against each other. What an awful sentence. We decided to have a face-off of best Hispanic dessert between churros and tres leches cake. Y'all voted, voices were heard, arguments were had, and tres leches cake won with 62% of the votes. Now, this one was a tough one for me, mainly because, like I said last week, I will demolish them both. Like, it's no problem. I will eat both of those, put those in front of me. They're going down. But the Caribbean side of me is leaning more towards tres leches cake. Big ups to all the places I was about to give out the next. I mean, we might as well give out the next piece because it's not going to really affect. It's not going to affect the next piece of this food debate. But this week we continue the theme of Hispanic Heritage Month. I guess the next clue of my heritage that I'll give you. Last week you got the Dominican piece. This week you will get. If we go back. The part that explains why my father has hazel eyes, why some of his brothers have hazel eyes, and why the homie was born basically like this blonde hair, hazel eyed baby. Part of Mike's heritage is the motherland. Oh gosh. The Iberian Peninsula powerhouse that is España. And as my people native to there say, España. They don't whisper it like that, but you know the deal. So, not like that has anything to do with this week's Friday food debate, but this week's Friday food debate is the corn conquistador. I am so upset that I said that, but corn, everybody loves it. But for those of you that know, my Latin American people, you understand the preciousness that is the elote or esquite. I know some of you are thinking, what's the difference? To me, really the only difference is that you're still getting corn, you're still getting crema, you're still getting lime juice, you're still getting tajin or some type of, or it could be salsa valentina, whatever it is, some type of spice on there. But it's an amazing mixture of sweet and fatty and acid and savory and all this good stuff into one thing. Now, an elote, for my more colonized audience, you're looking at Mexican street corn, which it's the most annoying thing for me. We're not going to go on a rant today about it. Just know it's an elote. Elote is on the cob. Esquite, same thing. It's just in a cup. I don't want to sway anybody one way or another. I'll put up the pictures here like I try and do every week. I lean more towards esquite because I don't have to hold a corn on the cob anymore. I just have a little cup and my little spoon, and we just eating. Having a good time eating. Some people like the elote, some people like esquite. But let me know. Let me know in the comments, in the polls, on Instagram, any of that stuff. Vote. Okay. Now, with that, we move on to special announcement, real quick, side tangent. Make sure you go out and vote. Like I said last week, this isn't going to be a political podcast or anything like that, but your vote is important. Your votes are always important. Make sure you're going out there. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're helping people that want to go vote. I think it's the most American thing out there that we have the right to vote. Some people experience like some infringement on there and some discouragement or dissuading in trying to not be able to vote. And there are so many people that have died for a lot of liberties that we have, but so many civil rights activists, so many people, important people in our history that have literally poured their heart and soul into your ability to go vote. And honestly, I feel like it should be a responsibility for you as a citizen to vote. There are a lot of people in this country that aren't citizens that can't vote, whose voices technically cannot be heard. So let your voice be heard. So make sure you guys go out and vote this November. Wow, Mike, you should put out commercials for voting, because golly, that was great. It wasn't, but you get the idea. So we're moving on to Friday Follows. With Friday Follows, we are still keeping the Hispanic Heritage Month edition of this, if you want to call it that. But the business that we're shouting out this week is Alpha Lit Charlotte. You can find them on Instagram at Alpha Lit Charlotte. You can find them on their website, alphalitcharlotte.com. But it is run by the originally from Colombia, Juliana. She's been killing the marquee letter game. If you haven't seen them all over Instagram, they've been on Panthers pages and stuff like that. Marquee lettering, whether it's for a party, whether it's for a wedding, any type of event, whether you want to celebrate somebody's big successes in huge, giant light up letters. If you want to propose to somebody, what better way than a giant show of affection or romance than giant light up lights that spell out whatever you're trying to say. But yeah, go follow them. They are doing bits. They're killing the game. Be sure that the next party I have, the next big event party, not just like some get together, next big event party, we'll be using letters from Alpha Lit Charlotte. So be on the lookout for them. Again, follow her at Alpha Lit Charlotte. Go follow the page. Visit their website, alphalitcharlotte.com. But the next person, the individual for this week's Friday Follow is Irisol Gonzalez. She is a visual artist, originally from Costa Rica, and she has been doing, murals left and right. She's actually currently doing a giveaway for Hispanic Heritage Month. More details at her page at Irisol Gonzalez Art. I will tag that up here, but just make sure you go follow that, because if you know any Hispanic businesses or anything like that, she's giving away a mural. Like, this is worth thousands of dollars, and she's just giving it away to a Hispanic business. So if you know any Hispanic run businesses, local businesses in Charlotte and things like that, make sure to go visit her page at Irisol Gonzalez Art. Make sure you tag some businesses in there and everything like that, because again, she's giving away thousands of dollars worth of a giant mural for your business. Okay. But yeah, go follow her, go see what it's about, go see the rest of her artwork. She's been doing a lot of great, a lot of great pieces within a series. But yeah, make sure you guys check that out. And with that, guys, per usual, it's been fun. It's been dandy. It's been great. You know the vibes. We have fun here all the time. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe, comment to the Problems on Problems podcast channel on YouTube. Make sure you go follow us at Problems on Problems podcast on Instagram. For me, at Mike Santi 18 on all social media. But yeah, guys, live it up. Do your thing. If it's not a good time, hope it's a good story, and I will see you guys next week.
Check out problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression. It's all that I wanted. A phone in affection. I summon and dub it.